I still remember the sound of the door closing behind me that morning. Not a slam, not dramatic. Just that soft click that tells you another long day has officially started. I was 22, broke, exhausted, and already tired of explaining myself to people who had decided who I was before I ever opened my mouth. You know the type. They look at your clothes, your job, your address, and that's it. Case closed. And if you'd asked me back then what my future looked like, I probably would have laughed and said, "Man, I'm just trying to survive this week." I grew up in South Ridge, one of those neighborhoods people only mention when something bad happens. Cracked sidewalks, corner stores with bulletproof glass sirens as background noise. My mom worked nights at a nursing home. My dad disappeared early, and I learned fast that if you wanted something, you figured it out yourself. No shortcuts, no favors. By the time I hit college, I was already working 2 jobs and still getting side-eyed like I didn't belong there, especially by people like Grant Holloway. Grant was the kind of guy who always looked polished. Clean haircut, expensive watch, loud confidence. His dad was a big donor. His name was on a plaque outside the business school. He made sure everyone knew it too. First week of class, he glanced at my thrift store hoodie and said, half joking, "You sure you're in the right building, man?" People laughed. I smiled like it didn't sting. Inside it burned. That became the pattern. Group projects where my ideas got ignored until someone else repeated them. Professors who assumed I needed extra help before asking what I'd already done. Grant never missed a chance to remind me I was just passing through his world. "Must be nice," he once said, watching me eat ramen in the student lounge to get in on pity points. Yeah, that happened. I kept my head down. I studied. I worked nights unloading trucks, mornings delivering food, afternoons in class. Sleep was optional. Pride wasn't. And then came the night everything cracked open. It was raining hard, the kind of rain that soaks you through in seconds and makes the city feel smaller, meaner. I'd just finished a late shift and was cutting through Market Square when I heard shouting. A man in a tailored coat was arguing with a security guard outside a closed building. Old, shaky, angry in that quiet, controlled way. "I said, I don't need help," he snapped. The guard rolled his eyes, clearly ready to walk away. The man staggered, almost fell. Everyone else kept moving. I slowed down. That familiar voice in my head started listing reasons to keep going. I was tired. Late. He looked rich. Someone else would help. But then he grabbed a lamppost, chest-heaving eyes unfocused. And I saw fear. Real fear. Not the kind money fixes. "Sir," I said, stepping closer. "You, okay?" He looked at me like I'd startled him. "I just need to get home," he muttered. "Just need to walk." I asked where. He told me. 12 blocks, in that rain. He refused. The guard waved off a car waiting nearby. Pride, maybe. Pain, definitely. I thought about my soaked shoes, my dead phone battery, the quiz I had in the morning. And I thought about how I'd feel if I walked past and something happened. So I did the stupid thing. I offered my arm. We walked. Slow. Awkward. His weight heavy on my shoulder, rain plastering my hair to my face. Halfway there, he started talking. About his son, about mistakes, about building walls instead of bridges. I didn't know who he was, didn't care. I just listened and kept us moving. By the time we reached his building, my legs were shaking and my hands were numb. The doorman rushed out, panic flashing across his face. "Mr. Caldwell, my God." Caldwell. The name clicked a little, but not fully. The man turned to me, tried to press cash into my hand. I shook my head. I didn't do this for that. He studied me, rain dripping off his nose, then handed me a card. "If you ever need anything," he said quietly, "call me." I nodded, unsure, and walked away. I thought that was the end of it. Just another strange moment in a long, hard week. It wasn't. 2 days later, I walked into my economics seminar and felt the room shift. People whispering. Phones out. Grant grinning like he'd won something. "Yo," he said loudly that you on Channel 6, I froze. Someone shoved a phone in my face. There I was. Grainy footage. Me soaked holding up an old man in the rain. Headline underneath. Student helps local business tighten during storm. Local business tighten. That's when it hit. Arthur Caldwell. Billionaire investor. Foundation names on buildings. Grant's dad knew him. Everyone did. Grant laughed. "Guess you finally found a rich guy to save you," he said. "Smart move." I didn't answer. I couldn't. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I stepped out, heart pounding. "Is this Marcus Reed?" a woman asked. "This is Evelyn from the Caldwell Foundation. Mr. Caldwell would like to meet you." The meeting changed everything. Arthur was sick, terminal. He told me that night he'd sent his driver away because he was tired of fighting, ready to let go, and then some kid everyone ignored stopped, walked with him, reminded him of his son. He didn't talk like a savior. He talked like a man who'd been lost and found again. He offered me a scholarship, full ride, stipend, a job designing a community project his foundation was launching. I felt like I was floating. Like any second, someone would say it was a joke. Word spread fast. Some people were happy for me. Others weren't. Grant cornered me after class, smiled tight. "Must be nice," he said, echoing his old line to get handed everything. I looked at him. Really looked. And for the first time I didn't feel small. I wasn't handed anything I said. I showed up when everyone else walked away. He scoffed. "You think that makes you better?" "No," I said. "I think it makes me responsible." The project launched. I worked harder than I ever had. Long nights, early mornings, proving to myself more than anyone that I belonged. Arthur got weaker but sharper proud in this quiet way. The building went up. Jobs were created. Scholarships funded. People crossed paths who never would have before. At the opening ceremony, Grant stood in the crowd silent. Afterward, he came up to me. No smile this time. "I was wrong," he said, "about you." I shrugged. "Happens." Arthur passed away 6 months later. At his memorial, his daughter hugged me and whispered, "You gave him peace." I don't know if that's true. I just know I did what felt right. So here's the thing. People still argue about my story. Was it luck, charity, optics, maybe? But I know this. Doing the right thing doesn't always look heroic. Sometimes it just looks inconvenient, uncomfortable, wet and cold and thankless, until it isn't. So I'll leave you with this. If you see someone struggling, do you stop or do you keep walking? Is kindness a choice or a weakness? And does someone's past decide what they deserve? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear where you stand.